You know that's not good for you, right?
Neither is a man staring at you while you're eating.
It's the rare movie franchise that peaks with its fourth installment, but Bad Boys, the buddy cop series starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as Miami detectives Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, is rare indeed. Its first three movies were released across a span of 25 years, and each one was a massive hit, but they certainly didn't follow the standard arc of sequel quality. 1995's Bad Boys was followed by the pretty terrible Bad Boys 2 in 2003, while 17 years later, Bad Boys for Life delivered something more fun and engaging. And now, with Bad Boys Ride or Die, the exploits of detectives Lowry and Burnett have become something pretty great.
Yo, man, what you doing?
I want to be a bad boy.
Bad Boys Ride or Die isn't doing anything groundbreaking with its story. This time out, Mike and Marcus are working to redeem the good name of their beloved Captain Conrad Howard, played by Joe Pantoliano, who's returning via dream sequences and video recordings after his character was killed off in Bad Boys for Life.
Come on.
And while that quest sends the Bad Boys on the run, it also continues some of the more heightened and soap opera-esque elements from the previous movie. At first, it seems like some of the major developments from Bad Boys for Life won't really matter here, what with the heavy focus on Mike and Marcus. But it turns out Chris Bremer and Will Bial's script wisely keeps Lawrence and Smith in the driver's seat before making room for those newer additions. So yes, Mike and Marcus's plight eventually leads to them needing help from Rita, Kelly, and Dorn, Paolo Nunez, Vanessa Hudgens, and Alexander Ludwig's characters from Bad Boys for Life. Also back is Mike's son he never knew, who grew up evil and tried to kill him, but now seeks redemption, Armando. In a series that's never had much in the way of emotional resonance, there's actually some weight to the scenes between Mike and Armando in Ride or Die, as they attempt to move forward with some semblance of a father-son relationship. On the flip side, it's good to see Bremer and Bial and directing duo Adil and Bilall not ignoring what happened before, because lest we forget, it was Armando during his evil days who killed Captain Howard. That fact actually weighs pretty heavily on the story, as we meet Howard's daughter, played by Rhea Seehorn, in a pretty one-note role that's a far cry from her amazing work on Better Call Saul, though it's still fun to see Kim Wexler run around with a gun in a Bad Boys movie. For the second Bad Boys in a row, Smith is the dramatic rock. Mike still has plenty of good insults to throw at Marcus, but he's mostly preoccupied with the situation with Armando. After nearly 30 years, Smith and Lawrence's chemistry and their strong comedic energy together is well established, and the two continue to make for a great on-screen pair.
I need a ginger ale.
Get a ginger ale and nothing else.
They're in for a bit of a role reversal in Ride or Die. Whereas Mike started the last sequel at death's door, now it's Marcus's turn to dodge the Grim Reaper. This leads to some goofy yet frequently funny material. He walks away from a heart attack feeling immortal, which Lawrence embraces wholeheartedly, delivering laughs as Marcus tests his theory in increasingly dangerous ways. But it's Adil and Bilall who are the real stars of Ride or Die. The directing duo did a great job with Bad Boys for Life, evoking the overblown whirlwind style Michael Bay established in Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2, while expertly adding their own, somewhat looser flair. This time out, though, they really cut loose, beginning with the trippy visuals of Marcus's near-death experience. Taking influence from animation and video games, their camera is in constant motion, careening back and forth as if it has a life of its own. One standout scene finds Mike and Marcus fighting for their lives in freefall. As the camera mimics their weightlessness, our heroes fend off armed attackers and try to stop some precious cargo from flying off. Their action scenes are done with a ton of creativity and energy, never forgetting that Bad Boys is an action comedy series, so there's still plenty of humor in the midst of the mayhem.
Are y'all still in our clothes?
Just because we black, we still in your shit? What?
Look at your shirt.
And they spread the action wealth amongst their growing ensemble, giving Armando a terrific prison fight, and in one standout sequence, allowing an established supporting character to show off never-before-seen and hilarious to behold fighting prowess. Is Bad Boys Ride or Die also extremely silly, with its fair share of cheesy dialogue and some jokes that miss the mark? Absolutely, but there's so much to enjoy here, and the energy is infectious. By the time the needle drops on a cover version of Inner Circle's Bad Boys, performed by a very unlikely source, the film has more than proven its willingness to go big and reap big rewards in the process.
It's the final test right here. Let's separate the bad boys from just the boy.
Following the franchise refresh of Bad Boys for Life, Ride or Die delivers the Bad Boys version of Fast 5, a sequel that takes the best parts of the earlier films in a long-running franchise and builds and expands upon them in a big way. Bad Boys Ride or Die provides a much more entertaining package than what came before it, with thrilling and inventive action direction from Adil and Bilall. Yes, it's as over-the-top and silly as ever, but it's done with more panache and genuine wit than before, proving these bad boys, even at their older age, can still deliver.
The question is, man, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Snakes, no snake.
For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of Atlas and Furiosa. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
You hit? No, black jelly bean. Nobody likes that shit.